Recently, I came across an article from Teen Vogue that was about the non binary identity and how people get the non binary identity wrong. I was linked this by a fellow gender nonconforming individual. So, I read this article and it had a description of what non binary identity was all about. And there was a lot of description that sounded very much like my own childhood and my own uh, interests these days. Um, and I couldn't help but think what they're describing here is gender nonconformity. That's what I saw. They talked about how an individual has interests that are outside of their normal gender expectations or their normal expectations for their biological sex, which is otherwise known as gender, as far as I know. And what these people were describing, like I said, it sounded very much like myself. I am gender nonconforming, as you all know. I am male, I am straight, but I love cars, I love airplanes, I love machines, I have flight simulator, I love games, all of those things that are associated with being male. But I also like long hair, makeup, fancy styles, dresses, all of that sort of thing. This is the sort of thing that ends up being called non-binary. I'll be absolutely honest. I have never understood the non-binary identity because to me it rings as gender bending, gender nonconforming, androgynous, all of those sorts of things. All of those terms, gender nonconforming, androgynous, all gender bending, doesn't necessarily have to do with appearance. It can also be how you behave and your interests and all things like that. Now, also, liking cars, liking boats, liking machines, liking airplanes, all of that, that shouldn't just be limited to boys. Girls should be able to do it as well. And girls who, as children, did like that sort of thing, were told you're not really a girl or you're not acting like a girl, you're not being ladylike or other silly terms like that. And boys who were interested in stuff like I'm interested in. I've always been, from age 5, I've liked skirts, I've liked long hair, I had a fascination with makeup, I liked costumes, all of those things. You were told that you weren't really a boy. There was something wrong with you. As far as I can tell, non-binary supports the same notions and thinking that that led people to think there was something wrong with me or wrong with children that did not follow normal behavior according to their sex. This may be jumbled up and I apologize. I haven't made a video in a long time, so I don't I'm not I'm not for treating non-binary people bad. I'm not for treating trans people bad. I'm not for them losing rights or having their rights limited. But I do have a problem with how non-binary supports the notion that certain things are for certain sexes. That's my big issue. When you say a girl who likes football is not really a girl, she might be non-binary, or she identifies as non-binary because she likes football or because she likes sports or those sorts of things, that's supporting the notion that sports are only for boys. When you say to a boy, when you suggest a boy like myself who wears makeup, who likes dresses, who likes long hair, all of those sorts of things, is non-binary because he likes those things, it supports the notion that those things are only for girls. What I'm all about is taking those rules that say this is for boys and this is for girls and they have nothing to do with biological reality or reproductive roles or any of that, and taking those rules that say that, cramming them up into a little ball and throwing them away. Girls can like cars. Girls can like boats. In fact, they already can. right now the situation is girls are still kind of treated like, they're not really treated seriously, though that's coming to an end, thank God. But what's also happening is the boys, femboys, and that sort of thing, are being told or having it suggested they're not femboys, they're trans in denial, or eggs, or non-binary. Non-binary to me is a term that is not needed. It's a term that helps nothing. It supports rotten notions. It supports the notions that say certain things are only for certain sexes. And that to me is not helping anyone. That is not helping anything. That is not helping any rights, I guess. I don't know. And what really sucks is this will get me termed transphobic or non-binary phobic or some silly thing like that. And it's like, no, I don't want to limit your rights. I don't want to have your rights taken away. I don't support legislation to take away your rights. What I want is for an end to gender-based stereotypes, rules, and limits, or the end of support of those, and for them to be broadened to where the definitions of male and female have a massive overlap, where I can look like this and identify as male, not have facilities, not have institutions like a bank or a court or whatever give me a guff because I'm appearing feminine. That's what I'm talking about. It's that's just what I'm about. Non-binary, I don't think helps this. I don't think the term non-binary helps anything. I think, again, it supports notions that boys that like certain things that girls like aren't really boys, they're something else. That something else being trans or non-binary. What we need to do is we need to break down the rules and limits and stereotypes. And I don't think non-binary does that. I think in many ways it supports those very same rules, limits, and stereotypes. It still puts across the notion that a boy who likes certain things, there's something wrong with him. That's the problem, is the notion that certain things, having interests in certain things, makes the person faulty in some way and needing medical or psychological intervention. And that I don't like. So that's my take on the non-binary situation. That's my thinking on it. Please leave comments down below. And I hope to make more videos, but I cannot promise anything. My life is just sort of like hectic, and not hectic, just I don't have time to make videos like I used to. So there we go. Have a good day.